Well, hey there, John Greenlaw from Bride Guitars, and today we have a very special guitar, Sheri's Parlour guitar. Well, I really wanted to share this guitar with you because it is quite special, and it's a very unique guitar that you won't find anywhere else. So let me give you the story of this guitar first, and then we'll go on to the nitty-gritty. So my personal connection to this guitar is that Sheri and I have been friends for a long time, and this one time we did an adventure race, the Sea to Summit adventure race from North Vancouver to Whistler with a team of 4 people. And it was such a beautiful, like an awesome experience. It was a 2-day race. There was like 400 other racers. And we show up the first day with our canoes. And everybody else had kayaks. So it was like, oh man. So anyway, we're paddling up. I think it was the Indian Arm. We're paddling up that. And I'm the motor. I'm just going. And Kyle, who's my partner on that leg of the race, he just steered the whole time. He's just like, man, you just go. And so we went up there. There was biking. There was trekking. There was bushwhacking. And there was the Ironman Challenge, which was so intense, nothing could have prepared us for it. We got up to the summit, and there was the officiator standing there with the ironing board and an iron and a t-shirt. And you had to iron that t-shirt and then run off to the rest of your race. It was awesome. So, being a 2-day race, the first day ended up Squamish. And you take a rest for the night. You come back the next day, and I was all ready. Kyle was all ready. We were standing there. We could barely stand. We couldn't sit. We couldn't eat. Like our mouths were just raw from eating Cliff Bars the whole day before. And we were getting ready to go on that second race. And Sheri was like, you know what, you guys? Maybe we should just stop. And I was just like, it was just a reality check. And I was like, okay. And I'm very thankful for that, because if it wasn't for Sheri, I probably wouldn't be able to walk today. So when we were on top of the mountains around Squamish, I took some pictures. And they were just so... It just captivated me. It was really inspiring just to see the vastness of the mountains up there. It was so beautiful. And so when I was looking back at pictures to inlay into the guitar, I found this one picture. And so I traced it, and then I inlaid it into Sheri's guitar. So the top of the guitar has some trees. It has, I think it's called the Chief, which is a mountain face that you can see in Squamish. Some rocks, and then on the inside, the back of the guitar is the background. So the mountains in the distance, and the body of water that's at Squamish, the town itself. So when you look into the sound hole, you get this depth that you wouldn't just get with one single layer of inlay. What this guitar has is a Wenge bridge. The top is Engelmann spruce. The back and sides are sapelli. But the figure of the sapelli is pomel, or pomelli if you're Italian. And it's just this beautiful water-like figure with all kinds of depth in it. It's just beautiful. It has flame maple binding. The bracing on the top is 1/4 inch X brace. The fretboard is ebony. The nut size is 1 3/4. The tuners are Goto 510 series tuners with a 1:21 tuning ratio, which is a little bit finer than the 1:18, which makes for really nice, smooth tuning. So now let's get into the really unique features of this guitar. So, the back is radially braced. So, on a standard guitar, you'll have ladder braces that go straight across, which makes the back not so lively. But with radial bracing, or live back bracing, it allows the back to move more freely, and it gives the guitar more shimmer and more of a fuller tone. The sides are laminated, which prevents the side from cracking. And also, the sides are mass loaded, so there's steel weights bolted to the inside of the guitar. And what that does is, think of a gun. When you shoot a gun and it's on your arm, the bullet doesn't have as much energy driving it, because a lot of the energy is dissipated and soaked up into your shoulder. But if you take that gun and you put the butt against a tree, well, the tree is really massive. It has a lot of mass. And so the energy is pushed more into the bullet. There's more energy going into the bullet because it's deflected off of the mass of the tree. Well, same thing with this guitar. You have the string energy coming from the strings, going into the bridge, into the top. It hits the mass on the sides, and it goes back in the top. So that is another thing that gives the guitar more tonal color and a richness of tone. So this guitar also has a side sound port, which projects the sound towards the player, but it doesn't affect the projection out of the front sound port. And this guitar has a compensated nut. So on a standard guitar with a normal nut, when you play a G chord and you have it perfectly in tune, it's so beautiful. You go play it and it's, oh. And then you go play another chord, like a D chord, and it's just a little bit out of tune. So you have to take the B string and you have to just tweak it a little bit so that both chords are slightly out of tune, but enough that everybody else won't notice, but you notice. Well, on a compensated nut, you don't get that. Every chord you play is going to be perfectly in tune, so that you and the audience are going to enjoy it. The last really neat feature about this guitar is the straight string pull. So right here, the strings are straight when they come away from the nut to the tuners. On a standard guitar, the tuners are positioned differently, and so the strings kind of deviate a little bit on this side of the nut. And what that causes is a little bit more friction on the nut, which can change the tension on this side compared to this side, and you can make the guitar go out of tune over time while you're playing it. But with a straight string pull, there's less friction, so you don't get that differentiation between tension on either side of the nut, or you get less. You still get it, but not as much. And also, say you take a string, and you take the end and you bend it around a nail or something. It shortens the string. So, when you have a shorter string, when you push on it, it makes it feel harder, like harder to push, and it's harder on your fingers. Well, with a straight string pull, it lengthens the string. So it makes the strings softer, feels softer. So it makes for a better playing experience. Well, every time I pick up this guitar, it amazes me. So let's give it a play and see how it sounds.